Queens, and kings, and thank you all for showing up on today. Let me go ahead and give our shout out. Can we do a sound check in the control room, please? We have Judy Coles in here. Says, "Hey y'all, I'm in the bushes watching on TV." Absolutely. How do we look on TV? Do you like it here? Or do you want to go to the gaming room? Okay, let us know. Let us know. Maria's in here. She says, "Welcome to the Butterfly Lounge. Please tap the like as you stroll in. Thank you for your support." Sound check. Sound is clear. All right, now we can proceed with why we are here. We have our royal members in the building. I am your host, Queen Tosa. Oh, yes. And I am so glad to have my butterflies here as we discuss this topic. Are some gay men jealous of trans women? Is there something wrong in their dating pool? I mean, those are questions that we really have to address right now. And I'm going to keep it funky. I'm going to keep it real as we always do. And don't hesitate to mind your biscuits and everything will be gravy. Okay? Now listen here. This is for adult audience only. Must be 18 plus to hang out at the Butterfly Lounge. Welcome to the Butterfly Lounge. And like I said, please tap the like as you stroll in. Thank you for your support. For bookings, tips, and tea, you can email Queen Tulsa at queentulsadirect@gmail.com. Would you like to support Queen Tulsa and don't have Cash App? Visit online pay.queentulsa.com. Would you like to support Queen Tulsa? Visit Cash App at Sweet Spot $beautiful 070707. Royal family, the fabulous Bambi, Princess, Lady Ellie, and the grandbabies. This is fair use commentary. All right, now that we have warmed you up and welcomed you so deeply in here, yes, we have Miss Dovey in the building. Miss Dovey, I appreciate you. And Miss Dovey, if you don't mind, I'm going to drop the link. Would you mind just hitting the link right quick? Because we wanted to make a public announcement. And I'll give you a heads up, we did not speak about this, but I did show it on my show earlier at Coffee Talk. Miss Dovey, we are sorry for the confusion. We will create some graphics free of charge coming soon. The Royal Butterflies Graphics Department. Okay. So we definitely want to correct what was taken out of context on yesterday or the day before. Okay. So if it's possible, if you're able to, if not, I understand you're a busy woman. Okay. And she's actually taking a nap. She's getting her beauty rest. Absolutely. So just know that we here at the Queen Tulsa Show, Miss Dovey, we are sorry for the confusion. If you can, just take a look at your screen. This is a postcard that we are sending to you. And for those that were in the chat, that were there, or maybe have gotten a whiff of what happened. So we're sorry for the confusion. We will create some graphics free of charge coming soon. And like I said, this is coming from the Royal Butterflies Graphics Department. This is a Women's Month. Bambi confirmed that absolutely with a bark. All right, so I want to take a deep dive into a piece of content and shout out to Spiller Boy TV. I'm actually going to drop his link in the chat. Let me see. The link to this video is actually going to be right here. I'm going to copy it. And I believe I share his link on the community tab on yesterday. I'll go ahead and place it in here as just so we are giving credit where credit is due. Okay? Because that's what we do around here. Right? So now that we've given credit where credit is due, now it's time to take a listen to the content. Now I'm going to fast forward it up to me coming on to the show. All right? And I was there earlier, but I had dropped down to get on a different device. And so at about 1 minute and 54 seconds, Spiller Boy TV Treasure is going to allow me up. Now, the topic of conversation is phobia and flaws in friendship with the LGBTQIA plus community. Okay?
About drag, but here the thing with that is I don't just be running around in drag just being drag. I do shows.
Hello,
don't bring your ass to the show. Quick fix. But I ain't never get ready to.
Greetings, vibes, and welcome. Hello. And this is Fair Use Commentary. Absolutely. All right. And before we actually get started, you already know that we play by the rules. So with that being said, let's take care of some housekeeping. Fair use. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. The copyright laws of the United States recognizes a fair use of copyrighted content. Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act states, notwithstanding the provisions of Section 106 and 106A, the fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction in copies of phone records or by any other means specified by that section for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and or research is not an infringement of copyright. All right, so let's go. We got Tangie Grace, then come up in here once again. Now she has come in her drop top. Okay, and it's not even 7 o'clock. Okay, now let's go ahead and dive into the commentary. Let's go.
To not do drag because you said don't do drag. And many times it's like, you realize I make more money doing drag than you do when you go to work. Why would I do that? Are you willing to give me your paycheck?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You got to show me where the benefit is to acquiesce into what you're talking about. Queen Tulsa.
Greetings.
Well, before y'all start, I'm going to step down right quick. So thank you, James.
All right.
All right, Sugar, we want to thank you for coming up. We appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take notes. This is how you conduct and run a show. Okay? You want to, first and foremost, make the environment, make the setting environment, make the space inviting to others, and make it a space where people can feel heard, you know? And I've been watching Treasure for a long time, and let's go ahead and get into it.
My love.
All right. Bye-bye.
I didn't pull you up, Tulsa, in the midst of it because I knew y'all were going to start fighting. And I wanted to get finished with that. And I knew he was leaving, but he'll come back and y'all can have a discussion if y'all want. But what's going on, Queen Tulsa? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, and happy Sunday to panelists. No, I just saw you live, and I was just strolling through the neighborhood, and I decided to drive up in my Bentley.
Listen. See you on the bullshit.
I saw your marketer. I saw your G-Wagon out there. I said, well, let me go on over here and see what they're doing.
Okay, so here's my question from Rose last night before I actually got there. I don't know with the thing about the phone number. Do you actually have Brian's phone number?
Oh yeah, Brian sent me he sent me the photo of the dude.
So
okay, so I want you guys to really take note here. So Brian, I do have his number. Brian sent me a photo of a DL person. So Brian outed the DL person and let specific people know what that DL person looked like. Let us hear the message of him begging Brian took up. So this is going to be a very important part in it all when we're talking about outing. Outing, okay? Outing. Let's go.
So I was correct. So what the hell was he talking about? See, I wasn't there when that part happened, but I know when the photo was showed, you showed it. I said the only way that she would show it is if he gave her the photo, if he texted her the photo, and he had.
So why? This is my thing. You had given me the photo. You went at me, and this guy, Brian, was upset that this man. I didn't care about his sexuality, people. I didn't care about it. It wasn't important to me. It wasn't, I mean, it didn't do anything for me. Let's be honest, let's be honest, let's be clear, and let's be fair. All right, let's mount this television on up. Okay, let's mount that television. Okay, get into it. Okay, so we mounted to the television. Okay, let's get into it. And this is why you have to have your facts together when you are trying to argue with anything. Let's go.
Made reference to remember when I was teasing him about him sending us bingo money and flying me to Texas,
right?
And I was saying, he was saying, yeah, but where you don't know, Tulsa could call me. Tulsa could call me. You remember when he was saying that?
I missed that part. Whoa,
I didn't miss it, girl.
I was lit, honey. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I was so lit. I was over there. I was having a great time, but I truly missed the part where Brian said, "Oh, Queen Tulsa can call me." Well, Brian, unfortunately, you're gonna be waiting for a phone call because I've had your number for how long, and how many times have I called you? Let's go.
I didn't miss it. That's why I said, wait a minute. So at some point, you all were cool. That was right during the day. You all were cool.
Well, when I had showed up on the panel, I mean, he just, just kind of ran at me like a fan. I didn't have a pen on me. I would have signed an autograph. But, he gave me all my credentials, and he wanted to let me know how excited he was, And yeah, so him going off, I didn't know that's how he was.
Okay. Because, I mean, that's how I saw things. Everything was fine. And then
let me give
Simon showed you.
Let me give a shout out to our graphics, our butterfly graphics department, our butterflies. Like, you all make it so possible for us to give you entertainment and also an amazing vibe to go along with vibes. Get into it. Okay. Hey, Judy Coles, I love you. Let's go.
You more attention than he was showing him, and then all of a sudden now your tea is being spilled.
Okay,
that's how I saw it. I was sitting in the crowd.
Take it back. I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't miss it.
Listen here, I need y'all to get in close, get your cup of ice, get your cup of water, like Mother Treasure, honey. Spiller Boy TV. Listen, get your water, get whatever it is, because this is the tea. Exactly what I just told y'all. Brian got upset that a man was talking to me in an effective way. It wasn't rude. He asked if I was transgender. Guess what? I got the right to answer, and I have the right to don't. Right? I didn't. Let's go.
That's why I said, wait a minute. So at some point, you all were cool. That was right during the day. You all were cool.
Well, when I had showed up on the panel, I mean, he just, just kind of ran at me like a fan. I didn't have a pen on me. I would have signed an autograph. But, he gave me all my credentials, and he wanted to let me know how excited he was, And yeah, so him going off, I didn't know that's how he was.
Okay. Because, I mean, that's how I saw things. You everything was fine, and then Simon showed you more attention than he was showing him, and then all of a sudden now your tea is being spilled. That's how I saw it. I was sitting in the crowd. That's what I saw.
Yes. Well,
And then
yeah.
it got nasty. It was not just spilling of your tea. It got nasty. Then you
Okay, so just okay. So you said that's true. You don't have to exactly. We're not. Just don't owe you that. But then this is on Honest Rose panel. Honest Rose sat there, and it was like they were feeding his demons. They were feeding his souls because he sat there and was trying to act like he was a mediator. He tried to sit there, but he gave this individual a platform to spew transphobia. And like I told Ro, me and you, like, I never, felt the way, like, I'm just here to chill, right? This fair use commentary, absolutely. I'm just here to chill. I'm just here to engage in the conversation because the conversation was about a BBL. Men can get BBL. You don't have to be gay. I didn't think that Simon was gay. I didn't come at him as if he was gay. The men that I date aren't gay. You know, the men that I date are very secure. And, when I was dating my husband, I am a married woman, girl. I wasn't over there looking for anything. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't over there looking for anything. And like I said, if I excuse me if I stepped on somebody's toes just by showing up and just wanting to engage in the conversation, but let's go.
were all type of tranny this and this that. All of all the things.
And if you go back and look at that video, Simon, he was actually enjoying the conversation. He let me know how plump he was in the back end.
I was there for that.
And it was like, oh no, who is this? Who is Queen Toast is not about the. It was like, no, I want to have him first. And I didn't even want to have Simon. But the party. Child, let me tell you this. If you are in the community, and if you had some of these conversations like, girl, I had with him, that mean like, girl, I'm marking my territory. Why are you marking your territory when you have a phone full of photos? I mean, a phone full of photos that he says that he, that he enjoys it. He get to enjoy himself watching those videos. This is what he said. This is what's out there. And then he goes on to say that he is crazy. Brian goes on to say that he is crazy. But this is the type of folks that Honest Ro likes to house because he gave him a platform, not once, not twice, but many of times to go on and bash and spew out his transphobia. And he sits there like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, whoever that man is, and he just sits there with his mouth wide open. Like, dude, pick up your lip. Go get you some water. Go hydrate yourself. It's giving Jeffrey Dahmer. Mm-hmm. If you ask me. But let's go. Seemed like, they were interested. I just didn't understand. Well, one thing that I did notice about Brian was he's very sexual.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I got from him, and I was like, oh no, let me stay away from him.
That's just part of his personality. That's some things that he'll have to work through. But yeah, this live itself is just, I was showing about how there's the transphobia and the homophobia that does actually float around right within our own community. that, because I've been saying it for years on here, and a lot of my ladies have actually come up and they're like, yeah, I remember James saying that. I've said that, where things have actually gone down, and then, they're like, what are you even talking about? And I'm like, oh my God, it happened yesterday. I'm like, this is one of the situations that I'm actually talking about. Newbie, hit that link and come up if you would.
Well, let me just say this. I've had the pleasure and experience of being a butch queen at one point in time. So
Naturally.
been there, done that,
Right.
And it's like, I know how it felt growing up in the household and the names being called and, me being held back in my transition,
Right.
And I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I just like, hey, can we work it out? And I think I had mentioned that early in the live before it got, like real heated.
Right. Now that would be good. That would actually be good, because y'all started off good yesterday. Y'all were chilling. So if you all could work out whatever that tension is, that would be good, because I don't think it was anything really that deep. It was just
okay. Now listen, y'all. Now this is the part where you want to make sure you got your head buzz in. Make sure that volume is just right. Okay. Make sure that volume is just right. Let's make sure we are hitting the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Okay. Let's make sure we are subscribed to the platform. Yes.
That's how things went down.
Absolutely. Brian, if you're willing to give me a chance, I would love to make things better, and we can communicate effective, and we can see where we went wrong, and we can make it right.
Girl, okay, well, first of all, I don't appreciate a fan of what? All I said was, hey, Queen Tulsa, I saw your video with Jaguar Wright. That's what I said. Now, what's Spanish about that? I said I saw your video. It was a good video. 2 nutcases on the goddamn panel. That's what I said. I didn't say, what are you talking? You see, y'all like to embellish like somebody's.
So you see how this is going. I want you to know that Queen Tulsa is a class act, a stand-up woman. Okay, let's go.
It's like, I'm just like, that is weird to me.
No,
let me pull over right quick.
That's not, yeah, it's very safe. That's like, yeah, and let's talk about.
I'm about to pull over right now.
Go ahead.
I'm about to go on mute. Let me pull over, sir, please, because I want to talk about this. Hold up.
Child.
My God, today, girl, these people, a fan of what? Okay, a fan of what? You was on the fucking news.
What's wrong with being a fan? Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being a fan? She's a celebrity.
Okay, but don't play with my intelligence that.
That's not playing with your intelligence.
Hello, message. Queen Tulsa is a celebrity, sweetheart. I am. Oh, yes, I am. Please tap the like as you stroll in. Thank you for your support. Absolutely. Let's go.
Yes, it is, because she's trying to play like I was on her dick. She's trying to play like I was.
I'm a celebrity, sweetie.
She play like I was on her dick.
She don't see again. See, you throw a slick shade.
No, do that. No, I'm not throwing no slick shade. I'm not throwing no slick shade.
You are.
When people say get off my jock, that's a saying, James.
Women don't say nothing about. Women don't say get off their jock. You're being shady. Knock it off.
Stop being so sensitive. I mean, people can't
talk
no more.
No, not like that. You're not talking to a man. You're talking to Queen Tulsa.
Okay.
Knock it off.
She's not no queen to me. Okay,
she is over here.
Okay, now peep this out. I want you guys to take notes. You see how Spiller Boy TV, you see how Treasure corrected that in the beginning? You see how he nipped it in the bud? No, we're not going to do the name calling. We're not going to do any of that. This is how you stand up for us, y'all. This is how we stand up for each other, right? We can have a conversation. We will not use those type of words, those slurs, and derogatory, slanderous tones the undertones. This is what standing up looks like, people. If you don't know, now you know.
Clear about that.
She is over here. She is over here.
Well,
so
let's
that's what
be
we're going to
listen.
do.
What you say, Mrs. Spillable? Come on, run it back.
She tried to play like I was okay. She
Like
tried to
you
play
was
like I
what?
was on her dick.
She don't see again. See,
Okay.
you throw a slick shade.
No,
Don't do that.
no. I'm not
Don't
throwing
do
no
that.
slick shade. I'm not throwing no slick shade.
You are.
When people
Don't
say
do
get
that.
off my jock, that's a saying, James. You need to
Women
stop
don't
being
say
so
nothing
sensitive.
about women.
Stop
Don't
being so
say get off
sensitive.
their jock. You're being shady. Knock it off.
Stop being so sensitive. I mean, people
I'm
can't
not
talk no more.
sensitive. No, not like that. You're not talking to a man. You're talking to Queen Tulsa.
Okay.
Knock it off.
She's not no queen to me.
She
Okay,
is
now you be
over
very
here.
clear about that.
She is over here. She is over here.
Well,
so that's what we're going to do.
listen,
We're not going to
I
disrespect
can
her.
respect
She's
your
my guest.
platform. I
She's
can respect
my
your
guest.
platform. I can respect your platform. But please don't try to insult my intelligence.
But it's not like come on now. Was that hard to ask? Let's respect people. It's totally free. Your bank account didn't get drained. But I know that it's something deeper with this young man. He's been traumatized. And he feels like if his voice is loud, then his problems are silent. If his voice is loud, then his problems are silent. But no, baby, it's the other way around. You're hurting. And I'm in a space today to say, it's not me that he's mad at. Maybe a decade ago, I would have been unhinged right along with him. But today, I can assess the situation and say, hey, it's him. Let's go.
Intelligence like that. I can respect your platform, but please do not try to insult my intelligence.
But Miss Dovey, hold on. Let's pause that right quick, because let's just say this, Miss Dovey. The same thing that Spiller Boy TV is doing right now, this is what you did on your panel when people thought that they were going to come over and disrespect me or disrespect anybody in the community for that matter. You said you don't judge people. You welcome them, you invite them as they are, and everybody deserves to be on the dating show. And you opened up a platform, and that's what standing up looks like. That's what standing up looks like. Okay, let's go.
You was throwing shade, and I told you it started off. I said, well, this is not Dovey's. This is Honest Road. You don't recall that? And you was throwing that shade. Nobody wants Simon. Simon don't even take care of his 2 kids. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? First of all, Simon is not my type. Okay? He's not my
What's
type.
wrong with Simon?
First of all, James, that'll be more suited for you. Or maybe.
How do you don't even know what my type is?
Okay, and you don't even know what mine is either.
I'm asking you.
Okay, so
I'm
don't try to play
asking
me.
See, again,
Don't try to play me like
are
somebody
you coming to argue or are you coming to talk?
No, I'm coming to
No, you
correct
sound
you.
like you coming. No, you ain't coming to correct me. No,
Yes,
no.
I am.
No, you're not.
Because
No,
you're not
no,
gonna lie
no,
and say
no,
you're not gonna lie and say I wanted Simon. James, that's not
Girl,
right.
You can't tell me what I saw.
And you was about to drop me down. That's fucked up. Go ahead and drop me down if that's how you feel. You was about to drop me down. Go ahead.
Listen here. So once again, it goes back to Simon, a man that I had conversation with. I just, we were talking. Simon asked me if I was transgender. I decided to not answer that and continue on with our conversation, right? Simon wasn't offended. Simon didn't go up in flames. So I don't understand why he felt like he needed to be an investigator and and do some investigations and see if Simon is this way, if Simon is that way. Whatever Simon does in his personal life, that is Simon's business. As Ovi Milton says, true, agree. Let's go.
Go ahead. I'm not here to argue with you.
You're going to act like people, or you're going to go. That's all there's to it.
James.
You're not going to sit here and be disrespectful. You're going to act like people,
James.
or you're going to go what?
I am acting like people, James, but you are lying on my name, James. You got to realize.
I'm not lying on you. That's
Yes,
what
you
I
are.
saw. That's what I saw.
Well, no, but let me tell you,
You outed her, and what was your reason?
I did not out this. I did not
You
out her.
did out her.
I did not out.
You did.
Listen, Brian outed me on Honest Ro's channel. Honest Ro did not stand up for me like this. He thought that it was all fun and games. I don't know what it is. Maybe he took a cookie and ate it, and he was just sitting there, and he was not defending me. But when it comes to defending a man, oh, he got all his senses back, and he decided to defend the men on there. So when you talk about standing up and doing what's right at all times, listen, there's always somebody watching. Remember that. Let's go.
No, I did not.
You did.
Well, listen. Okay, well, listen. Nobody wanted Simon. Me and Simon had a whole fist fight the other day on this thing. Nobody
So
wants
why was
Simon.
it necessary to tell Simon that Queen Tulsa was a trans woman? Why was that? And then
why was it okay for her to talk to?
You made the point, Brian.
Okay, well, let
saying
me answer.
She needed to do it. She needed to tell him. Why? Because you said so?
Well, why did she feel like she had to say the things to me?
Because you were talking about her. You didn't call her a
No. Okay, girl.
Listen here. I let a few things slide, but it was like when he went to outing me, then it was like, okay, now it's time to gather you. Now it's time to gather you, because you are over here sniffing out, and I'm just being lightly on that, sniffing out an encounter. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, from observation, let's go.
I see what this is. Okay, this is not going to be a fair type of situation. I already see what this is, and anybody can go back to that video. I did drag the fuck out of her. I sure did. After she came for me first. After
What
she
did
came
she come
for
for
me
you first? What did she say?
when she was talking crazy to me.
What did she
Okay,
say?
and it caused a reaction up out of
What
me.
did she
Go-
say?
In the words of Nene Leakes, rewind the tapes. Okay,
What did she
you
say?
doing rewinding earlier? Why don't you
What
rewind
did
it?
she say?
All right. So speaking of rewinding a tape, honey, I got a tape that I want to play. I got a tape that I want to play. And I'm about to play it. Because we've got a confession, We've got a This Is My Confessions. You feel me? We got a This Is My Confessions, girl. Okay, so he wanted us to play the tape. So let's play the tape.
Really?
Your goddamn ring.
Really? But you're still talking about it, so it's still buzzing. Just like Mark was poking his head out the thing, and you assumed that that's what was going on too. So Brian, thank you. You let me know that what I do works, and it was very efficient and beneficial, and I appreciate that.
I got you.
All right, we'll get into this. Brian is still out here being the gorilla man that he is in the rainbow community. He is here to divide. He is here to conquer. And he is here to come and taint your audience, your vibe, your mood, and want to know why? Because he hadn't got counseling, He hadn't got any counseling.
But Brian,
Mhm.
Grindr may not always have to be a sexual site. It could have been some type of event that somebody wanted Pastor to know. You make friends on Grindr as well. They don't consider themselves as sex apps.
Let me say this.
Well, listen here. When you got a panel of sex demons, allegedly, I mean, just sex demons. I mean, they are just out there. I mean, they thrive off these conversations. Somebody going, where's the fire extinguisher? It's too much. It's too much. Are you there, Bush babies? Hit the like while you're here. Get into it. Oh, child. Now let's go. Because, like I said, child, stay off Grinder.
Say this honest, bro. Let me say this. This was really funny. So I never forget when I was working for the pharmacist, and I had Grinder, I had Jack, and I had Adam. And of course, people had issues with that. They even called saying, you know, this is the third. But again, you will go to a lot of places. There are a lot of testing places that they have people on, and people would get that because, again, it was affecting our community. And I was telling people about, you know, PrEP, and people made such a squawk about that. And my thing is, that's what we got a lot of business. That's when people say, well, are you on PrEP? If they couldn't tell.
All right. So speaking of PrEP, I mean, check with your doctors. Make sure, you know, you always want to consult with your doctor first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whew. Now that we are in that sector, then we're going to push forward a bit to Brian and his confession of being crazy. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Me what the pills were and if they had to be tested.
Doing, Brian.
I mean, fill in the
Honestly,
blank.
when I
I just
find
want
that
you to
perfect
continue to strive.
person,
And that's what you need to do.
when I find that perfect person I can't be without, then I will.
Nobody's
Pastor,
perfect.
Huh?
Nobody's perfect.
And honestly, if you can find somebody that like gorillas, I'm willing to you know, I am thirsty, like they say. I want to.
So you have a thirsty individual that's out here looking for love. And just because he's looking for love, he's going to tear down your platform because he didn't get the love that he needed. From observation. Let's play the tape.
find love. 40 is coming. So I am thirsty. Yeah, you're goddamn right I am. So if you can find somebody that like gorillas, a primate.
Well, Brian, where are you looking? My thing is, you know, you have book readings and spoken word. Houston is a major metropolitan city.
I'm awkward.
And you went to God.
All right, so you have a socially awkward individual on your panel. He confesses, I'm socially awkward. I'm socially awkward. And look at Mr. Rogers. I want you guys to see Mr. Rogers. Just sitting there, just looking stupid. Look, he's just sitting there looking stupid. Hold on. Let me see. Look at him, just looking stupid. He's just looking stupid. Okay, let's get into it. Let's go.
You in Galveston, and I'm gonna tell you, I went to Galveston on a cruise ship. And yeah, it's interesting.
I'm socially awkward. So
what about finding a pen pal, y'all?
What'd you say?
Like a pen pal? Somebody that you can.
That sounds real prison like. I don't know about that. Honestly, bro, that sounds real prison like. You right? No.
So why would you want this man to have anybody's address if he's unhinged? If he's unhinged online, let's just say that love doesn't work out. Now he's got that person's information. Let's go.
No, I just think Brian needs to. I think he may be socially awkward, but I think he needs
and
to.
I'm crazy, Pastor. Pastor, I'm crazy.
No, I don't. Well, Brian.
Listen, the man is trying to tell you that he's crazy, and guess what? Pastor said, "Oh, let me get the holy water." We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. That's the devil. Listen here, when a person lets you know who they are, when they let you know, bleed in, my love. Let's get into it. Now let's watch the Black community shun this man for saying that he's crazy and that he needs some help. Let's go.
And look, I just think that you have book clubs. Houston is a very, very big place. You know, they have splash.
See how he skipped over that, and now he's ready for him to put him out in the dating scene. This man is going to be treacherous to anyone that he dates. He's not right upstairs, and he lets us know that. I'm an advocate for mental health, and in order for you to be good for everybody else, for yourself and everybody else around you, is addressing the situation, going to go get the help, and not playing with it. Like, therapy is nothing to play with. I don't find anything funny about it. Talking about you crazy, I don't find anything funny about it. They should be giving him resources, but no, they just want to sit up here and just look stupid. Look, they just want to sit there and look stupid. And look at him with his stupid smirk on his face. And then him over there looking like, I don't know, looking like a damn old biker. But anywho, y'all get the point. Let's go.
At Houston every year.
Pastor say, well, Brian, look, well, Pastor, well, maybe I just need to get myself together, and maybe somebody, like you said, I need to lose my stomach. I'm gonna try to start doing some sit-ups.
Well, let me say this, Brian. People don't love you for who you are, and if people are loving you because of your body, then that's going to be a problem, because it's going to be an issue. And I think that before you,
do we smell self-esteem issues, and why he's coming online? He just bragged about eating a whole rack of ribs. A whole rack of ribs by himself, and he's somebody, he got to get his figure together. Bye.
you even start doing that, you need to first of all say, you know what, there's going to be somebody who's going to love me for me. And I just think that sometimes that, it's the places, and I just think that Houston is a major city. Not to say that everybody's there, but I think it's somebody for everybody. And like I said, San Antonio is a little different, because of the demographics. But if you are a person who is EEOC, equal opportunity, hell, Houston is the place. It's the most diverse city in Texas. And if it ain't working for you downtown, maybe you need to go to the Woodlands. If it's not working in the Woodlands, maybe you need to go to Katy. If not there, Missouri City. If not there, go to Pasadena. You're already going to Galveston. So, maybe you need to go to the country and go to Orange or Beaumont. I'm just saying.
Fedora, I beg to differ, Fedora. Somebody's going to love my craziness just as a Fedora.
Okay, so you're explaining that you're crazy and, you're this, you're that. Sweetheart, I would recommend that you go talk to a therapist and you really and let them see these videos of you ranting out, and let's see how they feel about your behavior. If they agree with this, if they agrees with your behavior, what you're doing. I mean, you said that you knocking on 40's door. Ladies and gentlemen, just because people get older does not mean that they are mature. Okay. Ms. Dovie Milton says Love Connection 2024 will no longer be affiliated with Roe. I don't play those type of games. Absolutely. All right. Let's go.
So I rebuke that in the name of Jehovah, Fedora. But thank you for your advice. And Pastor, I think
there's someone out there for you, Brian. But
exactly,
if you're social awkward, then maybe you just need to break out of that. Now, I'm gonna say
he's social awkward, and the only way that makes him feel good is if he's talking about sex. That's his happiness. That's his happiness. Sex. That is his happiness. That is that man's happiness. Let's go.
It is, because it helped me, and I'm only giving you stuff that's helped me. So when I was in the chaplaincy program, they made us face fears. And I had an issue with professional, older, corporate white men, because at Delta, they would treat black pursers, the head attendant, like dirt.
So now we got colorism issues. See, it's so much that's tied into all these individuals that want to sound off on the situation, but they did not dissect that there is a problem, and Brian is the problem. He had come in there, he outed a trans woman, and when the trans woman decided to say something back to him, now he needs all his gay friends and his gay homies that he want to sniff their underwear and their pants and their socks, allegedly, from the little voices in my head, that are telling me that. Let's go.
And we had a general thing where if one flight attendant did bad, all of them did bad. So in order to make sure that we got high marks, I would have to flip and send a blonde or a
Girl, see, it'd be the flipping for me. It'd be the flipping. How much flipping you gonna do for Massa? How much flipping you gonna do, my dog? How much flipping? Because you didn't flip and flop like you was a fish out of water. You didn't stand up for the queen. You did not stand up for the queen. And from one queen to another, you're supposed to stand up for me. Let's go.
female up there in certain cases. And I didn't really feel good about that because I'm like, I'm giving good service, but because of my color, you might have an issue with that. So I kind of had some resentment there. And so they made me face that. And guess where they put me? They put me in the cardiac unit. And
guess what? You got to be put somewhere. So don't be out here trying to dictate where I do my charity at. This was not a dig at anybody. You know, they want to protect Roe. Well, listen here. Roe has had his own issues in the past that I was unaware of. Ms. Dovey didn't tell me about it because that's not what we do. I don't do that with any content creator. Sit up and just gossip about other content creators. That's not what we do. Let's go.
in the cardiac unit, the majority of the men, not all, but the majority were older white men. And I had to really go and talk to those people, and I had to face that. And it helped a great deal. So all I'm saying is maybe you need to face that social awkwardness and hit it head on, and at least say hello or speak to someone and see where it goes.
I do. I mean,
Are you afraid of rejection?
Like for when
Baby, the chickens have come home to roost, honey. The chickens have come home to roost. Amen. Amen. Let's go.
you have
My question is, are you afraid of rejection?
No.
So what's the problem?
I just told you I'm a crazy motherfucker, and somebody has to. You see, maybe I just need to keep waiting, working on myself and waiting, and somebody's gonna come along.
Well, if you say you're crazy, what do you mean?
So guess what? This is what Honest Roe loves, y'all. Look at this. Y'all see it? He got the stupid face on. So you knowing this, he still has a relationship. So any partnerships that he gets into, he is going to let his friends, his crazy friends, because they saying this. He's saying his crazy friend is always available to come up on that panel. And that Lil Kim reject, Trish or whatever her name is, she had come in there and made it all about her. And, you know, she is a problem. I don't know her, but I don't want to work with her. I don't know her, and I don't want to work with her. And it is what it is. Let's go.
Mean by that? Because
I'm
we're
crazy
having a
than a
conversation
motherfucker.
now, and you're not
No.
socially awkward to speak with me.
Well, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm a different type of person. I'm a different type of man. I know it. I own
So
it.
what makes you different?
Well, the fact that I'm a crazy Sagittarius, Pastor. I mean, I got
So-
some crazy ways about me.
What makes you crazy though? What are the ways that are crazy about you?
Listen here. I'm sorry. I'm not going any further. Once a person tell me that they crazy and they just not on their rocker, honey, I'm going to give them the number to where they need to be going to. It's not no back and forth. Let's get you some resources. And on that note, I want to thank you all for coming by today. We will be back to do an unboxing here very, very, very soon. I want to make sure that you all are understanding that we are here bridging the gap and not tearing up communities. And where we see fit to do our charity, wherever our donations come in and wherever our seeds are to be planted, that is divine and that is God's doing. It is not our doing. You know, clean up your insides so your outsides can reflect that. On that note, I am your host, Queen Tulsa. DJ, bump that music up and take